Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am already in pajamas and I got home from work not that long ago, but I just kept hearing Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. So since I keep hearing that, hold on. 1 second, please, 1 second. Because I keep hearing that and I can't make my thoughts slow down, like it's just like rapidly coming in. Welcome to my living room. I didn't even want to set up and do all that. Plus, like, whatever, change of scenery. I'm in here hanging out anyway, so I might as well. Yeah, so Scorpio, we're gonna do your reading because I can't stop hearing Scorpio, and it's just feeling like my thoughts are too quick for my mouth to catch up with. Like, it just feels like I can't like get them on the same page or like the same frequency or whatever. It's just like, yeah, it's tripping me up. So we're gonna get into your readings. This could be for Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, Venus, even, dare I say Jupiter. Yeah, I don't know why this has been so freaking intense, but yeah, I just can't stop hearing it. So anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's just get right into it, see what happens. Remember that energy is fluid, so this could be from your past, your present, your future. So sometimes people watch the reading, come back later, it resonates later. Keep that in mind. And yeah, all my readings are timeless, so if it makes sense, it makes sense, and if it doesn't, no worries. Let's get into it. So I believe that when you are talking about something, or just like a topic of conversation comes up, a certain subject, whatever is happening throughout the day, if I do a reading later on in the same day, I know that what I talked about earlier is probably meant for the reading that I'm going to do. And with that, what I feel like in particular that I'm picking up on is a particular person. So whoever you are, hey, I hope this makes sense for you, and I hope it resonates. Take what resonates, leave the rest, because since I do feel like it's one person, not everything will fit. But earlier I was talking about voodoo or hoodoo, if you will, talking about a story that came out a couple years back. I don't even know how long ago it was at this point, where someone had tried to dabble in those things, which is a closed practice, and you cannot do that. And it is incredibly powerful stuff, so you shouldn't do that. Please don't do that. I was talking about a girl who passed away from doing so. And so, yeah, it was a story that came out a while back, and I was talking about that today, and I feel like it lines up perfectly to what we're about to talk about now, because that's what I'm feeling is coming back around slightly. I will say that I do, like I said, feel like this is for a particular person. It is someone who is, it is someone who, I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing. So she's definitely like darker skin tone. I want to say like African American. This person has like untapped potential in a fascinating way that could be, dare I say, dangerously powerful. I got chills too as I'm talking about it. Ooh. This girl has, I'm curious to know, please leave me a comment if you're like, that's me. I would love to know. But she has really long braids, but they're thicker. They're not like your average, like where some people have like many different skinnier braids. They're like pretty thick. I want to say like yay thick or so. Like she has really long, thick braids in her hair. Yeah. mainly, like, it's in, like, what I'm seeing is, like, an updo, like, maybe a ponytail, and then just, like, they're, yeah, pretty big. But, like, what I feel like is that the potential for this specific person to tap into these things, just wild. Like, it gives me chills every time I think about it. And I know they're only going to give me some information because they generally don't speak through me when that happens. So if this is for you and you're like, that's me, definitely, if you're interested, try to find somebody who can help you, like, initiate you into that, learn more about it, like any ancestors, elders, and things of that nature. Because I feel like you have that lineage and you may not even know that there are people who know about that, like within your family or like your close circle or whatnot. But I feel like if you don't really have many people or many family to ask to find that info, to definitely search, because I think you'd be surprised at what you'll find. But there's a connection there, and I feel like I'm here to basically just tell you that, like, even though I'm not getting a ton of information, they are showing up because they want you to go find them. They want you to connect. They want you to dabble in that. It is very much like a gift that is passed through, like, either family or something that, like, it's passed down specifically to maybe, like, your lineage or something like that. But you were meant to be doing this, and it feels like a calling in a sense of, like, you haven't found it yet, and they would like you to find it. So if that's you and that makes sense, leave me a comment. I would so love to know. But, yeah. So, good luck to that person. So like I said, that's for one individual. The rest of this, if it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. We're going to start off with the Shaman's Dream because I felt like that was really fitting. Because I feel a lot of, like, I will pull out the Shaman's Dream or I'll pull out the Mystical Shaman deck when I'm feeling, like, a lot of ancestral, like, elder, like, energy. So hopefully this does the trick. Because initially it was the Mystical Shaman, but I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get up because I already, like, set this up. But they were showing me, like, the Ancestor card and the Blade. So take that for what you will. We are going to shuffle and grab a couple from here. And then I'm going to pull a couple tarot cards. Interesting channeling that came in through the beginning. I felt like it was there, but I wasn't sure if I could tap into it. So, yeah, so that story about that girl from earlier, like I was talking about, should be lesson enough. Don't dabble in things you're not supposed to. Don't do that. Leave closed practices alone, please. Don't think that you're better than an entire other culture that you have nothing to do with and dabble in something that does not belong to you, okay? Anyways, so let's get into this for the rest of Scorpios. For the rest of Scorpios, what do we have? What's going on with you guys? So I am hearing, like, dream work. It could be, like, astral travel, or I'm even hearing for some of you, you might want to dabble in astral projection. But there's a lot of, like, dream work, or what I'm hearing is, like, for some of you, like, dream spells even. So you could be taking, yeah, I'm seeing, like, these, like, flaky kind of herbs. You could be taking certain herbs or supplements or different type of remedies, or even, like, tea. That's what it looks like. It looks like a tea, like the tea leaves. You could be doing something like that, like maybe valerian root tea or something to help you, like, really stimulate those. I know there's another one that's supposed to really, like, get your dream state pretty active, but I can't think of it right now. But anyways, so let's do this one more time. Naturally, my cat's on the counter where I cannot get to him. Okay, Scorpios. All right, almost. What do we have for Scorpios? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please. Or any other placements. feel like I have to tell you guys to be careful. Be mindful of what other people say to you. Like, I'm feeling a really gossipy tone. Gossipy type of, like, energy. Be mindful of what other people say to you. Because I feel like some people are, like there's a particular story, maybe in general, where someone is trying to, like, play something up to you to prove a point. They're lying. They're lying. They're leaving out very important details. Very important details. They're trying to play the victim so blatantly to your face, they genuinely don't think that you'll figure it out. They genuinely do not think that you're going to figure it out. They think that you're just, like, eating it up and that you're just, like, down with it. Oh my god, that's so shitty. Yeah, definitely be mindful about every single thing. I'm sure you guys, like, if that fits for you, you'll know. You'll have, like, a person that right away, you'll be like, ugh, of course, that makes sense, yeah. Be mindful about that, because I feel like they're definitely trying to pull one over on you to get away with something, or they're just, like, trying to play the victim, and it's like, woe is me, and don't listen to that, please. All right, what do we got for Scorpio? Are you going to give me a card, or are you just going to, like, make me sit here? Because I don't really want to pull one. I feel like I have to shuffle. Like, if it doesn't come out naturally, then I don't really want to pull one. It doesn't feel like I'm supposed to. All right, can you give me one for Scorpio, please? Just one, maybe? I feel like I have to talk to you. Can you please give me a card, please? Just one card. I just need, like, a card. Please. Because I'm here and you're in my hands. Just give me a card, please. Just one. Can you just give me one? Yeah, it feels like I'm supposed to shuffle. Like, it's not, doesn't feel like I'm supposed to, like, pick one. Oh, thank you. Jeez Louise, crackers and cheese. All right. What do we got? Root Girl, the disowned self. Okay, so what I'm what I'm really picking up on this, by the way, 46 here, breaking down to a 10. So for me, ending of cycles. The fire here is what I feel like, even though it's not technically on fire, it's technically like a bunch of leaves and things. It feels very fiery because of the color scheme. And that color scheme and the fire always reminds me of, like, purification. And I feel the sense of, like, you guys are trying to almost, like, purify yourselves from a person that you used to be. Like, truly, like, you're taking, like, a detox or, like, a cleanse juice thing, but for your soul, for a version of yourself that literally doesn't exist anymore, or, like, for a version that shouldn't exist anymore. It feels like that. It feels like this is you releasing this last part of a person that you used to be, and you are completely removing it, getting rid of it, and just trying to cleanse that. And I feel like by you doing that, you believe, which I think that you are correct. I feel like you are correct. You believe that that will help cleanse you of, like, it's almost like we're getting rid of any toxic energies, like, brought on by other people. Or we're getting rid of any toxic mentalities that have been conditioned in you by other people. Everything here feels like it has stemmed from other people, and almost like a tree, like the bark on a tree has, like, grown over this softer side of you and has hardened this other side of you, this other part of who you are that's so much more gentle and compassionate and soft and loving, etc. And I feel like you guys may have been operating so much so in a masculine, kind of like a hardened, a little bit of like an unforgiving, everyone's kind of out to get me, don't trust you, don't look at me, I don't want to hear it, I don't believe you. It's very, like, for lack of a better way to put it, I guess, negative, and it just feels like you've built up this wall around your heart or around your soul, and you didn't want to let anybody in. You didn't want to let people have that chance to get close to you, and so it feels like a tactic to just push everybody away or push feelings away so you didn't have to deal, so you didn't have to feel the emotions, so you didn't have to sit in it here. Especially because it's the disowned self. This is you, the self, the soul, you. It's almost like breaking out of this hardened version of yourself, like I said. It really feels like you guys have been hurt multiple times, over and over again, and by different people, though. So it's like the lessons are kind of repeating themselves here. Repeating themselves, they continue to show up in your life, and I think this is why you guys are finally realizing, okay, I need to detox, I need to cleanse and get rid of this version of me, because the only thing it does is hurt me, and at the end of the day. And I think that you're right, that, you know, these people who have done these things to you, like, what they've done is fucked up, and I don't think that it's going to stop them from doing so, but I think this is going to change the way that you view it. It's going to change your perception. It's going to change the way that you are looking at a situation, which then, you know, domino effect will change the outcome of these things. But I think that it deserves to be said that you're valid in the way that you feel, and you're valid in the fact that maybe you've lost your trust in other people. You're valid to feel like you should protect yourself and protect your heart and protect what's yours. I definitely think that you're valid in that, and you are doing the best that you can with what you have. It's valid, heard, understood. And I think that that pain has really caused you to operate a lot out of your more masculine side. And this feels like a breaking down of that shell and that wall, and allowing people a little bit more so, a little tiny bit at a time, into that more compassionate, gentle side, like I said. But it's also showing yourself that those things, those traits, they're not weaknesses. And I think that was a big thing too. Like, you may have like hyper independence, kind of an attitude of like, if I want it done correctly, I'm gonna have to do it myself, or like I have to do everything myself, or, you know, you've just been the one to take on a lot and be this kind of stoic person in many different ways. And so I feel like that has caused you to break away from the true soul that is inside of you, the true person that really resides in there. And I feel like it's just from a lot of pain and a lot of feeling like people have done you wrong, they've left you, they've abandoned you, they've treated you poorly. And after doing that so many times, of course, you feel like garbage, and it's hard to trust people. The disowned self, I think, is going back and showing like your inner child that who you are now is not going to leave them. And something else that I'm feeling like might resonate for some of you guys is in your pursuit to protect your wounded inner child, it's caused you to kind of fight externally. And by doing so, you have, by standards of your inner child, abandoned them, because you're so much more focused on fighting what's outside of you than healing what's already inside of you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like the anger or whatever is misplaced. And as you shed this away, melt this down, soften, and break those pieces away, and are a bit renewed, because it's like, oh, that's not the way that I should have been operating. My inner child really needs me, or I really need to take care of myself more. I really need to show myself love more. And like, again, that going down that route is showing your inner child that you will show up when they need you, that you will be there to comfort them, and that it's not as much about getting back at who has hurt you, but trying to smooth over and heal and take care of the damage that has been done to your inner child, to the inner version of you. Does this make sense? I really hope that what I'm saying is being conveyed correctly. In a nutshell, you're valid with the pain that you felt, and it makes sense. Your anger is rightfully placed, and your weariness of people rightfully placed. All those good things. But don't forget that in the long run, it does take away from your inner child and the healing that you could be doing when you're focusing it outward instead of inward. Okay? That was pretty powerful in itself, and we had one card. So anyways, I am going to put this away. If it is possible for you guys to, just as a side note of what I was just feeling, if it's possible for you guys to forgive those who have wronged you, gone against you, hurt you, etc., please do so, in a sense to like clear the energy and create more peace. But you know, do it if you feel it's right, but that doesn't mean that you continue to let someone treat you in a certain way, act a certain way, or that you're just like, oh yeah, like anyone can do whatever they want. Like, I still feel like you guys need to protect yourselves, especially your inner child, from the people, situations, lessons, energies, etc. that have wounded you. But I do think that it's necessary for you to maybe forgive and say like, you know what, you treated me really poorly. This is the way that I feel about it. I was really hurt. Still healing from that. For some of you, I feel like you guys are like, actually still not over it. Valid. But to also be like, you know, to avoid this happening again, I actually am no longer going to be hanging out with you. I'm not going to be inviting you over any longer. I'm not going to be, I don't know, taking like trips to do errands together, whatever. It's still holding your boundaries and keeping that space and separating yourself from that while still saying, I forgive you for what you've done. And by forgiving you, that means I'm also cutting off any possibility for you to be able to do this to me again. Okay. Okay, anyways. Let's get a couple of tarot cards. I don't want to make this too long, so we'll get a couple tarot cards. Hi. And then, yeah, we'll wrap up. Makes sense why I kept hearing that all day today, huh? Makes sense. I'm literally doing this like on my ottoman. It's like covered in cat hair. I don't care. It is what it is. This is my life. And you know what? The people who need to hear this message don't give a shit what I look like. So, never once in my life have I cared what a person has looked like or what they've been pulling cards on. I've seen people's readings that have resonated so strongly and they've just been like sitting in their car in the dark or something, you know? So, definitely interesting. Look at that tower on the bottom. Yeah. Oh, Scorpio. Your energy is literally the equivalent of like I don't know how to describe it. It's like the equivalent of like bless your heart. You know, it's like screw you in the nicest way possible. All right. Wow, that was very quick. Full in reverse. Right off the bat. So either Aries or Aquarius energy, just depending. I feel like you're really uneasy about a specific person in your life. You may not be aware or you may not be sure of their intentions. Like, are they being authentic? It feels like a sense of, I don't know if I can trust this person, even though they either are or have been close, like family. I think you know deep in your heart that you have to kind of like when they speak or when they're around, you have to be like, Like, you take it with a grain of salt because you're just, like, not sure. And I also think that you guys are hesitant on the way that you are going to handle it if you need to handle it in some type of way. Because the Six of Cups can definitely be, you know, soul contracts or family, like someone familiar. But it's also about a different way of handling your emotions, or just a different way to process. And the fact that the Fool is in reverse tells me that, like, you're hesitant on a way that you might want to process something. And then you have Ace of Cups here. So you may be thinking, like, okay, like, I want to go about this gently because I don't want to cause a problem, or I don't want to cause an argument. I don't want to make this worse for just you, honestly. I don't really think you're thinking about that person too much. It's just a matter of, like, I don't want to make this into a big thing and have to deal with the consequences of saying something to this person, or I don't want to have, like, an all-day affair or an all-week or all-month affair, especially around the holidays, of, like, dealing with somebody. Oof, with the Empress, some of you guys, it might be a feminine figure in your life. It might be someone, it might be your actual mom. Or it could just be someone who, like, I don't want to say authority figure. Honestly, you could be the mom. I don't know. But definitely with the Empress, it's divine feminine. It is usually bringing something to fruition. It is abundance. But in this case, I'm feeling like it's representative of a person, especially because the Empress is paired with the King of Cups in reverse. So it makes me feel like either you are a mom, or this is your mom or someone who is a feminine figure around you. And I feel like this person with the King of Cups reversed, aspecting it, may not be a super open, loving, caring type of individual like you are, especially if you are a mom also. It could be your mom and you're also a mom. I don't know. All I'm saying is this person, I feel like, may not know how to communicate their emotions effectively. They may be a little bit, what I'm looking for. This person may come off maybe a little bit like harsh, not as nurturing, not as like caring. It just feels a little bit like cold. Interesting. And King of Cups is Scorpio energy, so this might be someone who definitely is closed off. And keep in mind, this could always be vice versa. Maybe it's not you, you know, maybe it's someone else. Or maybe this is you, and what we talked about earlier was someone else who wanted to cut you out. I don't know. Can you tell me more about this person? Tell me more about this King of Cups and Queen of Swords reversed. I feel like this person does not know how to communicate a goddamn thing. Not at all. Someone who might be really cold or sharp with their words. Queen of Swords is going to be Libra. So we have Libra and Scorpio here. I definitely feel like the Empress could also be Taurus or Libra because it is Venus energy. I feel like someone's just like the energy, the air energy with that doesn't feel good. Oh, it makes my skin crawl. Yuck. Goosebumps. It feels like this person is like, what they say it doesn't have substance. Does that make sense? It doesn't have substance behind it. It just like, and the moon in reverse makes you feel like they're hiding some things or there's some kind of like shadowy aspect. So definitely listen to your intuition here. What else is going on with this person? The King of Cups, Queen of Swords reverse. I just don't feel like they know how to communicate at all, let alone communicate their emotions. And when they talk, there's no substance. And remember in the beginning, I was like, I feel like there's a person who's playing victim and they're kind of like lying to you. Oh, I just got 28-28 too. 10-10. Yeah, that's what I feel like this is. I feel like nothing is substance. There's nothing to like base it off of. Like they just almost can't be trusted when they talk about anything. It just feels like everything is kind of like flimsy and wishy-washy and it's all lie and like you don't know what to trust and what to believe when they're talking to you. Tell me more about this person in question for Scorpio. Okay. Wow, look what fell out in my lap. The Tower again. Yeah, you're really going to need to disconnect. You're really going to need to disconnect. And another one that fell out, I'm not going to take these, but Knight of Swords reversed too. The communication there is awful, and I feel like you are very hesitant on the way that you want to communicate these things. If you are the mom, then I feel like, or you could even just take on motherly qualities also, by the way. I feel like if that's you and that's your role, that's why you're possibly hesitant to do these things. And I feel like you're thinking about it and you're like, well, if I say this, it's going to blow up into this. And if I say this, it's going to blow up into this. And if I try to do this, then it's just going to be an argument. Because Queen of Swords in reverse, even if it was the King of Swords in reverse, can definitely be someone who's a little bit argumentative. Hey, that's enough, sir. My cat wants to get out of the room. It just feels very unstable, and I feel like if you are the mom here or you're taking on some sort of motherly role, whether you are, the age doesn't matter, you can still take on that like motherly role, I feel like you are trying to tread very lightly, as to not ruffle feathers and make it a big deal. But I feel like you're just like, okay, like I said, if I say this, and you're kind of like weighing all your options here. But it's really frustrating because, like, if you are trying to play a motherly role but you're not the mother, that's super frustrating. Hey, that's enough. Oh my gosh. Anyways, sorry, excuse my cat, it's so rude. Alright. And then I had Knight of Wands come out, so I really feel like this needs to be... I definitely feel like you're wanting to take action. If the Knight of Wands is you, you definitely want to take action. You want to say something. You know that you want to do something about the situation. Knight of Wands can sometimes be this energy of like, you know, we can try to accomplish it in this type of way, or maybe we can do this. It's kind of being a little bit open-minded and wanting to work out something that works best for like both people involved, or all people, depending on how many there are. But let's get like one more about Scorpio here and what kind of energy they're in. I just don't feel like this person's any good, and I don't think they can be trusted. Okay, well I guess we're all screaming and making noise today, huh? Wow, okay. Anything else that you want to say to me, bud? Anything else? One more? Yeah. Cats can't be separated for a minute, otherwise they like do this. It won't stop. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, you are really trying to come from a motherly place, whether you are the mom or not. You are really trying to be nurturing, and I think that you are trying to maybe bring a lesson out of this, or say like, hey, I'm trying my best to be the adult in the situation and to show you where this is wrong or that's wrong. And I feel like you want to tell them like, hey, you're kind of like, you want to find a nicer way to say like, you're not always the victim, like you like pretend to be, you know what I mean? Why do you do that? Anyways, and then you also have Page of Pentacles on the bottom here, which is always kind of like a learning type of energy about like, let me show you how we can do this or we can do that. It's about wanting to learn something different or continue some sort of learning education thing. So I feel like that's the motherly energy I'm talking about, where you guys are like, listen, I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to educate you. This person does not care. They think that they're right. They think that they're right. They don't understand. They think that, look at this. 5 of Pentacles in reverse here is like, you really haven't been left out in the cold, but you perceive yourself that way. You perceive yourself as the victim, like I said. But 7 of Swords, this person is not the victim. They play you like a violin, though, into thinking that. So don't fall for that trap, okay? Don't fall for that trap. High Priestess at the bottom here. Use your intuition, especially if you are a mom or you have like motherly qualities. Plus Scorpio as a whole, you guys are super intuitive. Be mindful, because I don't trust this person. I do not know them, but I don't trust them, okay? So I'm gonna just leave it there. Guys, this is not the season to be doing this. I know this is really rough, so I wish you guys all the best. If you liked hanging out with me, if it resonates, if you just want to do me a favor, I just saw 3333. Ooh. Please hit the like button. It helps me so much. I really appreciate that. Comment all your thoughts. Comment if you're the person from the beginning that I said I was seeing, because that's super cool. Yeah, and follow, hit the bell notification for more. And yeah, if I don't see you guys soon, happy holidays and live your truth, live your best life. I love y'all so much. Bye.